Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am Sarah Davis, and I am a middle-aged white woman. I have dark hair with a little bit of silver. I'm holding a violin. This is Mark next to me. He is a 60-something white man. He is holding a guitar. We are rocking the blue this morning. Thank you. It's peace and love.
Thank you, Mark and Sarah. It takes especially gifted musicians to accompany a chorus of pups singing the song of their people.
It's our pleasure.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Dr. Molly Hausch-Gordon, the minister of this congregation. I'm so delighted to see each of you with us here today. I am a 40-year-old white woman with red hair that's very long on one side, very short on the other. Today I'm wearing a black jumpsuit with a teal blazer. And before I share our opening words, I have a couple of quick announcements. The first is that we are holding a crepes fundraiser for our Honduras ministry team after the service today. They are delicious, and I hope that you might stay and purchase some crepes for lunch or for a snack after the service to help fund our important ministry with the Congrejal River Valley in Honduras. The second announcement is that next weekend is Pride Fest in Colombia, and we are excited to be participating. We still need quite a number of folks to sign up for 2-hour shifts to help staff our booth at Pride Fest, where we'll be helping people make Pride touchstones that they can take home with them, and also just letting them know about our congregation and our programs. I've put a clipboard with a sign-up sheet back by the Joys and Sorrows table if you want to sign up for a shift during the service, or it'll also be out in the greeting area after the service. And one last note about Pride is that we will be marching in the parade, and we'll be gathering right after church next week. We'll keep the service brief so that we can get over to gather at the Armory parking lot by 11:45. The parade starts at 12. So please do join us, and we're just going to have so much fun today. So let's get started. Come hoof and trunk and tail and horn and paw and wing and claw. Come bird and reptile, mammal born, all full of nature's law. Bring bark and crow and ribbit too, and silent stare and hiss. And ow! Bring purr and trill and warble too, and voice no ear can miss. We gather here each life and all to celebrate and sing, to honor creatures large and small. 'Tis holiness we bring. Let us celebrate the sacredness of all creaturely life this morning. And let us begin by singing All God's Critters Got a Place in the Choir. The words are on an insert in your order of service, and I am certain that we will have non-human voices joining us in song. I invite you to rise or remain seated as is most comfortable for you and your companions.
All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing high. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. And some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Well, listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom with the bullfrog works and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do. The old cow just goes. Well, the dogs and the cats, they take up the middle. The honeybee hums and the crickets fiddle. The donkey brays and the pony neighs and the old coyote howls. All those critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands and paws or anything they got down.
I'm Sam Otten, the worship associate this morning. I'm a middle-aged white man of average build, bald head. Today I'm wearing a light purple button-up shirt and some gray pants. And I will be leading our United Words of Affirmation and chalice lighting. So we now light our chalice, the symbol of our faith, in the cup of community and the bright flame of spirit. Please join me as you are moved in the words of affirmation, which are printed in the order of service. Love is the spirit
of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Let us center our hearts now in our place among all the creatures of the earth with whom we share so much in common and so much mysterious difference. Let us center ourselves in gratitude for our place in the web of all life, bringing our attention to a creature nearby us, an animal companion with us here today, a bird we can see or hear outside, a stuffy, a child who is a frog at the moment, or a hidden creature somewhere on our grounds. Let us breathe in presence to the great web of life and breathe out gratitude. We give thanks for the animals who live close to nature, who remind us of the sanctities of birth and death, who do not trouble their lives with forethought of grief, who let go each moment as it passes and accept each new one as it comes with serenity and grace. May we move in beauty as they do, at one with the turning seasons, welcoming the sunrise and at peace with the sunset. As we gain wisdom from the animals who love abundantly and in their time are loved, who freely give us their affection and loyalty. Let us not be anxious for tomorrow, but ask only that kindness and gratitude fill our hearts day by day into the passing years.
In keeping with the animal theme, this is My Life Among the Iguana. Thank you.
Now, during some additional music, I invite you to our weekly ritual of stones and water. Those of you with us online are invited into a time of contemplation, and you may wish to share your joy or sorrow in the chat to be spoken aloud later during our time of prayer. And for those here in the sanctuary, you're welcome to come forward and take a stone representing any of the hopes and fears that you bring with you this morning. And then you can drop the stone in the water, which represents the embrace of our community. Those of you in person who wish to have your joy or sorrow read aloud, spoken aloud, can write it on a slip of paper at the back table with the candles. So let us now share our moment of music, water, and stones.
We will share a reading as we enter a time of remembrance for animal companions now gone.
Our reading is by Teresa Ninan Soto, and it's called When Your Best Friend Has 4 or So Legs. What it means to have a pet is to love someone who speaks a language you do not. A dog will bow and prance, a cat will purr and blink, a guinea pig will giggle and squeak. A long time ago, a friend of mine had a dog with soft ears and considered herself the pup's guardian, a gentle way to think of protecting and caring for a friend, such a small gesture of respect for a source of boundless love. The dog's long pink tongue lolling in a goofy grin, the cat convinced that kneading and grooming are crucial to this day, a bird asking for a treat, bending a wing to wave. These are friends. They are loves. It's kind of a surprise that you should love someone so much who would eat the butter on the table if they could get away with it, and gets endless hair on the sofa when they aren't even supposed to be on the furniture. When they are called companion animals, it's such an open, tender truth. The endless cuddles and tricks and loyalty. The comfort of fingers to fur and big, adoring eyes. These are friends. They are loves. They stretch our hearts and fill them with their abundance of kindness. When they are gone, our hearts remain larger, though their absence leaves room for expanses of grief. Their love champions and companions us still.
Loving an animal is a poignant act, knowing as we do that our lives are likely to outlast theirs. Yet, as love always is, loving an animal is an act worth the certainty of loss. We remember on this day the many animals who have blessed our lives with love and lessons that live on still with us. Now is the time in our service when we memorialize the animal companions that are no longer with us. You are invited, if you wish, to come forward, say aloud the name of the animal you are remembering. If you brought something like a photo or memento, you may add that to our small altar, or a stone from our bowl. Let us now enter our moment of remembrance.
This is Mo. She was here last year, and she's one of the sweetest animals we've ever had in our life. It's kind of sad to have her gone, but I think about her all the time. And then, these are the animals through the years. It's one of those pasted pictures. It's Sunny, Joey, Ella, Dickens, Fatty, Hobo, and Calico, plus this horrible bird named Cracker, who bit us all the time and had 11 babies.
Today I remember our dog Duke.
I'd like to remember my dogs, Dylan and Pete. I got them both they were roommates at the dog shelter. I got them and had them for 11 years, and they both, I lost them both within a month or so, about 3 years ago. Dylan was a black lab, and Pete was an Australian healer, two dogs with almost completely opposite personalities or dogalities, but they were great dogs.
Just down.
Who's going to speak? Zelda.
I had a lot of cats in the past, and I like to remember them. Pastanus was a brave explorer. He liked to go outside. One day he never returned, though. And my other cat, Isis, she died of age. But she lived a long life, and a good one. Wait, oh yeah, she was sick, sorry. Micah was our grandma's cat that lived a long and happy life. These 3 stones represent the cats. Pastanus was orange. Isis was gray, and Micah was a darker gray.
Good choice. Good job, Zelda. Thank you. You can put him in the bowl or on the table.
This is my cat, Gracie. We adopted her when she was already pretty old, so we only got a few years with her. But she was the most cuddly, mean cat I've ever had.
We had 2 dogs, Ira and Norma, and then we had 2 cats, Joe and Peachy. We had a cat named Yoko. She had this sickness where her back legs weren't working that good. And she sort of had cancer, I think, and maybe her brain. And then we, I think, had to move, and then maybe she passed away, and then we got this online, and it sort of looks like her.
You can keep that with you or put it on the table, whichever one you want. Thank you.
I want to remember my rabbit, Janice Laughlin. I lost her last week, and I miss her very much.
We had an old dog, and her name was Blue. And that's what we really called her, even though it was the first line for a song that I sang for years. And she was a tricolor beagle. We called her Blue anyway because she howled like a typical hound.
We had a cat named we had a cat named Raiden, and he was what was he? Siamese, and he was very adventurous, and he would like to roam around on our property, and one day he never returned.
I'd like to remember our 2 dogs. One was Marble. She was a little mini dachshund, and I had her for about 14 years before she passed. She was with me through a lot, and I miss her very much. And we had a dog named Hercules, who was a bull mastiff, huge dog, but he was one of the sweetest dogs we ever owned, and we miss them both very much.
I'd like to remember Mika and Loki. They were my parents' cats, and they were really sweet from the stories that they've told me. Loki died before I was born, but I saw Mika when I was a baby. She really loved me, even though she said that I smelled like mom, even though I was an object.
Thank you.
Of all the cats and dogs that we've had over the years, the one that really sticks out in my mind is Ernie. He was an orange tabby cat, and the singular thing that he did was he loved to jump on your lap and sit there and purr. You may say that's not unusual, but he loved to do this while you were seated on the porcelain throne in the bathroom. You learn real quick to keep your thighs covered.
I had 2 cats, Binks and Tiger. Binks died when he was younger. Tiger was pretty old, and they both died last year.
So we lost our cat Mayday last year, and we also have a rotating door of guinea pigs that we get secondhand from the Humane Society. So.
I'd like to remember my cat Miles, who was a special needs cat. He had no sphincter control. He had to live outside. He touched noses with dogs. He found a gas leak. He took walks with you and waited for you. And if you came back a different way, he looked at you really funny, like, how did you get here? He was like, if the Buddha was a cat, that was Miles. And he made friends with the entire neighborhood. And we think of him every day, even though he's been deceased for about 9 years. But anyway. This is my new dog, but my old dog was Kona. Kona lived to be 15 years old, which is a really long time for a chocolate lab. She was a great dog. She taught my daughter so much about how to love someone, and so we still miss her.
Hey, going back in history a little further, first I today remember Shakespeare, who was my best friend growing up. And I didn't bring a picture, but he was a little white fuzzy guy at Bijon Frise, and weighed about 20 pounds and was awesome and really ornery. And now I also remember Keeper, who some of you may remember. He was my first guide dog, and a very brief story. One of my favorite stories about him is in 2010 when we went to some lobby days in DC for the American Council of the Blind. He peed on the side of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, Keeper. Yeah, Keeper.
I have Leonelli. This is my firstborn. He passed away when Itzy was, I think, 1 or 2. You were 3. And then also my cat Dizzy, who I got when I was 10 years old, who died when I was 31 years old. And Hank is another we want to remember, who came to a barbecue of my husband's, and like most people who come to his barbecues, never leaves.
Thank you. May their memory be a blessing, as their lives so clearly were, and may their human companions find peace in remembering. Let us now join in singing our hymn of response, number 123, in your gray hymnal, Spirit of Life. You may rise or remain seated as is most comfortable for you and or your companions.
Oh,
Gilead by Marilyn Robinson is a novel that takes the form of a letter or journal that a dying elderly Congregationalist minister in Gilead, Iowa, writes to his 7-year-old son in 1956, written so that one day the boy will know something about his father's life and character. In this passage from early in the novel, the Reverend John Ames reflects on a moment with animals from his own childhood. We were very pious children from a very pious household in a fairly pious town, and this affected our behavior considerably. Once, we baptized a litter of kittens. It occurred to one of the girls to swaddle them up in a doll's dress. There was only one dress, which was just as well since the cats could hardly tolerate a moment in it and would have been unsaddled as soon as they were christened in any case. I myself moistened their brows, repeating the full Trinitarian formula. Their grim old crooked-tailed mother found us baptizing away by the creek and began carrying her babies off by the napes of their necks. We lost track of which was which, but we were fairly sure that some of the creatures had been borne away still in the darkness of paganism, and that worried us a great deal. I still remember how those warm little brows felt under the palm of my hand. Everyone has petted a cat, but to touch one like that, with the pure intention of blessing it, is a very different thing. It stays the mind. For years, we would wonder what, from a cosmic viewpoint, we had done to them. It still seems to me to be a real question. There is a reality in blessing. It doesn't enhance sacredness, but acknowledges it, and there is a power in that. I have felt it pass through me, so to speak. The sensation is one of really knowing a creature. I mean really feeling its mysterious life and your own mysterious life at the same time. Here ends the reading. And I invite you now into that spirit of blessing, the power of acknowledging the sacredness of a life, the sensation of really knowing a creature, feeling its mysterious life and your own, knowing yourselves bound together through the miracle of total presence. If you have an animal companion with you in the room, you may wish to lay a hand on them now with deep attention. You may wish, if you have an animal at home, to stretch your attention to them, to picture them in your mind. You may wish to choose an animal you have encountered in the wild or another time in your life and stretch your attention to them. Let us now collectively recognize their sacredness and bless them as we hear these words. Our furry, feathered, and scaled friends, we greet and honor you. You come from the same life force of creation that we do, and we greet you as siblings. May your days be filled with love and whatever else you may desire. May your tummies always be full, and may you have a place to rest. May you have many days of love with your human friends. May you play together and work together in gentleness and respect for one another. Our furry, feathered, and scaled friends, may your lives be blessed. We now invite those who wish to join us in a time of individual blessing. As we do, we will remember that we are blessed by the creatures of the earth as much as we could ever hope to bless them. As we share blessings of our animal friends, you may briefly introduce your animal, your stuffed animal, or your symbol of your animal's presence, and I will share a blessing with them.
Right now, I have 2 cats. One loves to rub his face against me, and his name is Pan. He's a black cat. This is the closest stuffy I have to him. and he loves to rub his face against everything.
This is Mr. Lobo number 1. Mr. Lobo number 2 is in a hotel in Nashville, and Mr. Lobo number 3 is at home with little brother. So this represents all the Mr. Lobos in our life. And we have a cat Ashes and a cat Sochi, also known as Coco, and our dog Clyde.
This is our cat's toy, Mouse. Our cat is Miss Kitty. We got her third hand. She was abused, and then Ruth Millage rehabbed her, and we got her from Ruth Millage.
This is my cat, Luna, and I got her in a failed cat sit, where the woman never came back. And I had lost my cat a year before, and I was like, okay, this works. The cat distribution system has found me. And she's the sweetest, most loving little thing, and we've been through hell together and back, and I owe her my life, and she has perfect little white paws in front and little white thigh highs in back.
Hi, this is my dog Ziggy. He's one of my 3 dogs. He's also known as Ziggy Wiggy, or Zigzag Dog. He came to me from the Humane Society as a stray, known as the accent flooring dog. I changed his name very quick. He was very shut down when I got him. He had fleas and ticks all over them, and he did not trust one human. But with a lot of patience and love, he began to trust again, and now loves all people and all dogs. He loves the microphone. He has also helped me through my cancer journey. 4 years, I'm cancer-free. And his sweet demeanor, thank you, his sweet demeanor, sitting by me, got me through that journey. Also COVID 4 times and a 4-year-long divorce. So to me, he's the best dog in the world. But don't tell my other 2 dogs.
This is Pepper. He's a rescue Yorkie mix of some sort. And he's affectionately known as the little B-A-S-T-A-R-T. He was hit last October, and his whole pelvis was broken, and he had surgery, and we became very bonded because he needed help out for several weeks, had to be in a special harness and everything. But he's one of my special people, or dogs.
This is Miles, and this is Millie. They are brother and sister, beagles, obviously, and they are 5, and we've had them a year or 5 years now.
This is Flopsy. She is my fiance, and I came over here to get her blessed, and she thinks it's absolution, so.
This is Eddie, and he's being a real preacher's kid, showing up late and showing off a lot and making a lot of noise. We've had him for 11 years. He came to us from Warsaw, Missouri, via petfinder.com on a trip back from Arkansas. On a bit of a lark, we picked him up, and he's now become my consummate work-from-home companion, the one who makes me get up from my desk every now and then, and we love him very much.
This is a picture of our dog Irene, which is a wide-haired dachshund, and then we also have our kitten, which he is a tabby. He's a gray tabby, and his name's Iggy. And then we have one more cat, which I can't find a picture of, but his name's Ivan, and he's like a black and gray tabby.
This is Madigan. She is a rescue from Second Chance, where she was turned in from a homeless family. And so she has learned to live in the lap of luxury. And she's my favorite lap dog. I've never had one quite this small, but...
This is Sparky. He's Maddie's brother. And Sparky was a rescue dog that was originally found at a truck stop by Christine's brother. And since I've been with Christine, since we've been together, he's kind of adopted. Sparky is kind of my adopted dog. And in honor of Sparky, today I'm wearing a shirt that's mostly made up of Sparky's hair.
This is Mochi. He is my son Robbie and Isabella's cat. And he's a couple months old, I think. Welcome to the family, Mochi.
This is Sophie. She's a Beagle mix, and she's sniffing the altar and everything over here. We got her during COVID, about a month after the pandemic started. We didn't have the excuse that we weren't home enough anymore to get a dog, so we got the dog. And she's been a great companion for everyone in the family, right, Ellen? Yep.
This is Rufus. This little one is Star. They're both Kelpie mixes from Second Chance. And they've been really splendid siblings.
These are Atlas and Osiris, the ones here and here. And Atlas is really scared of everything, and Osiris, well, he's just the grumpiest old man alive. And my parents got Osiris from a person who wasn't taking care of him very well. And Dad, this is actually kind of a funny story, so he went to the vet to pick up Osiris, who had been getting treatment at the vet. And he saw Atlas in a cage full of kittens, and he knew that Mom wouldn't agree with it, but he was like, well, I can't leave this one here.
Thank you. Atlas and Osiris, you guys are a blessing. May you be blessed with love and beauty and companionship.
This is Princess Pickles. He likes to sing a lot, and I don't know why, but he puts his paws on the ground and goes like, and it's like he goes back and forth, and I call him doing biscuits. And he's holding the Christmas tree.
Some of you know that I foster cats for the Humane Society, and my job is to get them ready to be adopted, and I failed with this one. She's at my house forever. Her name's Lovey.
What was her name?
Lovey. Lovey.
So I have 3 cats, Bonnie, Bella, and Mishka, but I only brought Mishka because we're about to move in with my in-laws, and I think he's gonna take that change the hardest. He's kind of old and struggles with his eyesight, and he was also declawed, which led to a lot of pain in his life, so he's just kind of grumpy and hates everyone but me, so, yeah.
One, of course, we cannot forget.
Are we just saying this is Royal? Many of you know him. He is not working today, so he can just be a doggy. He is extremely excited. And he is 7. He'll be 8 in December. He doesn't know it, though.
Thank you. We bless these and the many other animal companions of our lives. We get down. This animal companion is going to get down from the pulpit now. Okay, Marco, okay. We will adapt. Membership in the free church is an invitation to dedicate your lives into the service of love and the kinship and of community. It is an invitation to spend your lives with us on that which is worthy and beautiful and good. Upon joining our congregation, members join our covenant to show up for each other and for our world week after week, that all might be renewed in the spirit of courageous love, reminded of our highest aspirations and blessed by connection within, between, and beyond us. As a covenantal faith, united not by creed, but by promise, we vow to support one another in good times and in bad, to grow together on an adventure of the Spirit, and to work side by side for the healing of the world. This Wild Animal Blessing Sunday also happens to be our quarterly new Member Ingathering Sunday, and we invite all those who have prepared for membership to join us on this day. There is no test of belief, only the requirement of commitment to our community. And so will those of you joining our membership today please come forward, bring the insert from your order of service, and sign our membership book if you haven't yet. Introduce yourselves and be very warmly welcomed among our wild crew of people and pets. To it if we can't read it. And then I can read that very beautifully. Would you like to introduce yourself? Sure.
Hello, I'm Barbara Stone, and Dale and I just moved to Columbia this spring. And our daughter lives here in Columbia, and I've been attending here and have really enjoyed it. And in the past, when I visited my daughter in the last several years, I've enjoyed attending here. So I've come here off and on. Thank you.
They'll give you a bag, and then if you'll stay here, we'll do our covenant. Okay? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jerry Brenner. I've been a visitor here for a little more than a year since my friend Christine invited me. You just saw Christine up with our 2 dogs. And in that time, I've been so impressed by the community here and all the things that the church does. And so I'm excited about becoming a member. And I've gotten to meet a lot of you already, which has been great. And I'm looking forward to being more involved in the church and meeting more of you. Thanks.
You can come right over here.
My name is Chris Mefford. We've been coming here for a couple months now, and we're very happy to be part of such a welcoming community. We look forward to meeting each and every one of you.
Hi, my name is Kate Verdons. I use they, them pronouns. We're really happy to be, joining the community. I think Chris and I were UUs in our hearts before we knew what UU was. Because when we were getting serious about each other and talking about settling down together, reading the Monk and Robot books by Becky Chambers was an important moment in us talking about our relationship and also the future kind of life, the kind of life that we want to build. So we're very happy to be here. Thanks.
Thank you. And come right over here. And then I'm going to invite all of us to enter into our covenant with our new members. You have an insert in your order of service. The first part is for the congregation, and then the next part is for the new members, and then we'll all join together. So congregation, will you please join me in our covenant with our new members? We, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbia, welcome you into the membership of this community of faith. We are grateful for your commitment to our life together. We renew our covenant with each other to seek meaning and truth in love, to respond to the calling of justice, and to be strengthened by our life together. We now extend this covenant to you. Welcome. And new members, will you read your part?
I freely enter into membership in the Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbia, accepting all of the rights and responsibilities therein. As I am able, I promise to bring my whole self to this congregation and to give and receive in the spirit of gratitude and hope. I join in this community's covenant to seek meaning and truth in love, to respond to the calling of justice, and to be strengthened in our life together.
And all together, having affirmed one another and renewed our covenants, we now dedicate ourselves once more to our community of courageous love, radical welcome, and deep connection. Welcome to our new members. And you may return to your seats. Thank you so much.
No, no, no.
We now invite you into our weekly practice of generosity. We give because it is in our nature to give. We give because we are grateful for the gifts of life. We give because we value the ministry we share. This week's offering is for the work of the church. So as our ushers circulate with offering plates, and as Mark and Sarah share another musical offering for us, you can also find and use the giving details that are in your order of service.
Your mug in the sink and your book on the shelf, and a big coat by the door. Still the rain comes down. It's the mud on your boots, it's the pond in the yard, it's the mildew on your soul. Still the rain comes down. No FEMA map can contain this floodplain's rising tide. Still the rain comes down. No levee built by the Army Corps can hold it back. Still the rain comes down. On the ground. Come on, yellow waters, fire. It'll drown you once, it'll drown you twice, but the third time's the charm. The waters of climate baptism will find the primal ocean stew. Still the rain comes down. The waters of life to wash us clean. Have mercy on our souls. Still the rain comes down. On the ground. Come on, yellow waters, fire. It'll drown you once, it'll drown you twice, but the third time's the charm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark and Sarah, for the beautiful music. Mark and Sarah, yeah, sorry. Woo. For the beautiful music this morning. I'm a little discombobulated by all the pets and children, but what a glorious celebration of life we have had this morning. May you go forth filled up with the sacredness of life. May you go in blessing and be a blessing to a world that needs our care. And let us sing our benediction.